And good evening from Blue Devil Gymnasium on this Saturday night before Christmas, December 21st. This is the crosstown rivalry, the Quincy High Blue Devils and the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders. And this thing's been going on for a while here. Not as much hype as it used to be and much history, but still, it's still a big game. And it's nice because it's right before Christmas. Tonight's game's interesting because obviously Tom Lepper's being honored. Up top, you got Mark McDowell, his brother-in-law, and some other fun stuff as well. So, Jeff Wellman here, third game of the day, making history. Coach Pettit will tell us all about that as Coach. Here we go. We got a good one. We had two good ones today.
Well, yeah. I mean, we went to the girls' games over at the Rumble on the River, I believe it's called, and, two great games. Tonight, I hate to say it, one team's going to win, one team's going to lose. It'd be nice if we went 4-0, but we're going to end up 3-1 tonight.
All right, it's the pregame show. We'll take a quick break, come back. We had a lot to talk about. And don't let me forget Mark Bernbrock and 100% shooting. He shot us a note after we talked, and I'm not sure what game it was, but he enjoyed it there. It's the Blue Devils. It's the Raiders right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
For many, your home and auto are two of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiberg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
And welcome back to Blue Devil Gymnasium. Jeff Wellman, Coach Pettit, Dave Pettit, of course, in here for tonight. We've had a busy, busy day, and let's break that one down first as we just left before we took off, and we did something that I don't think's ever been done before.
Well, yeah, I mean, covering all the teams, in Quincy in one day.
What we mean is Quincy High and Quincy Notre Dame's boys and girls.
Yep, it's good, and I'm proud of what we've done. This is what we started out doing, showing you the best basketball there is in Quincy. And band's jamming out. So
as always, two tuba players. A couple went short tonight unless they come in here. And this matchup, we've talked about the rivalries and the years and everything else. It really has just become a good game where both teams get to show off a little bit. It's a community event. No conference championships on it. Nobody loses and goes home. And so really it's just fun. And then most teams, year in, year out, play. In fact, the pandemic year, Notre Dame did win with higher.
Well, yeah, that was my first, experience, QND, QHS, and yeah, they came out, and Notre Dame went, 9-2 that year or something like that? And,
that year on the yes, they were all right, yes.
And the Blue Devils were like 3 and whatever.
Yeah, 12 or 15, one of their worst seasons. In fact, we all try to forget that on that one.
Well, yeah.
And they weren't bad. It was just it was a good ball game.
Well, you put an asterisk around that, but yeah, it was a good ball game, but since then, I think Quincy High's owned it as far as I'm concerned. Probably winning 3 in a row, or we're trying to win 3 in a row here. They're the heavy favorites tonight.
Well, I would definitely say so, but Coach Douglas is going to count on playing the way they normally play. And by the way, these coaches' comments are brought to you by Kunis Auto Group, Faith Family Giving Back, Coach Pettit and Coach Wellman sharing a little bit there. The first game ended so quick. Usually Coach and I share our interview at halftime. It was already the fourth quarter when I got in here, 40 minutes before game time and tip. So we decided to wait till the afterwards. And a lot of times in the old days, we used to get Notre Dame and Quincy High's coaches and talk. And it's roughly the same thing. I mean, this is a family. We're seeing Notre Dame with their pullovers with the TL54 on theirs. Of course, Coach Lepper coached with Coach Altmix, so in those years. We've got our warm-ups as well. The board also. And then tonight, too, let's go back to last night, first of all. In East Moline, it was just a short 24 hours ago and 3 games ago.
God, it seems like forever.
Exactly. Yep. You mentioned forever. Ray Burke out in California, the band. 69-53. Devils won, but East Moline played some pretty good basketball early in that one. Devils picked it up late, got after it. 8-0 now, 4-0 in the conference. Keyshawn Thomas in that game had 19. More importantly, he had 11 rebounds. I had him for 10. That's still pretty good that I'm only 1 off there. But more importantly, he passed Michael Payne. And Michael Payne was at the top of that list with 725. He started the night at 717, so right now 727 or 28. And so basically Keyshawn now, the sky's the limit. He can set that thing way out there, but I think we have a surprise. You and I talked last night, and I said, it'd be nice if I could get a hold of Payne and have him call and try to figure out to talk on my phone. Coach Douglas said, we already got something, and I'm going to leave it at that. So obviously the screen up here, so many times we try to run video on it, the lights are so bright you can't see. We might check it out here tonight, or anybody listening, run out real quick and check it out because it should be good. And they'll probably post that on the Quincy High page. So when they do, we will patch it in as well. So the last game before the holidays, and here's our next matchup. We had Loncourt coming in, 1,501 points. He needs 23 points to tie Dennis Douglas. After that, he goes after Jim Wisman, and in that case, he would have to get, he'd have to have a 55-point night. So let's count for the next game for him on that one, maybe Collinsville. Also, Keyshawn is at 1,085 points, and he passed up Billy Gay last night. He has only 7 points from Zach Forbes, and then Michael Payne, he's looking at passing him next, but he's still 11-23, so he's got about almost 50 points, 48 points to get those.
Let's face it, this Blue Devil team now, it's historic. As far as going up and down, they're going to have to redo, these banners here to our left, after it's all said and done.
The one key on that, though, what's the one thing we mentioned last year at the end of the year? I posted all the positives, all the shootouts that we won, home record, no losses. All right, went out and did everything we did, won the Thanksgiving tournament. What one thing did we not do last year, or have we done in the 3 years? It's pretty simple. It's coming
Win a
up.
super.
It's coming up next.
Win a super.
Collinsville.
Well,
we have not won Collinsville, and that's on our list. That's coming up next. Super in the state is definitely there, but we're looking at that, and that checking out the officials out there, I do see Dwayne Kerfman and also Doug Elledge and Johnny Shepard. So we've seen.
What I look at is state champs, 34-81. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal. But, yeah, we have smaller goals to get to, before we get to that. And we'll find out down there in Collinsville, where we stack up in the state.
Oh, indeed. Hey, also, last year in this ball game, December 16th, 2023, I mentioned it earlier, Dave, but I forgot this is why I was going to mention it. That is Jeff Spear and my brother David Wellman's birthday. So a happy birthday up in heaven to both those guys. Last year in the game, QHS started off 25-9 after one quarter, 48-27 at the half, 69-40 after 3, and it's 77-47, a 30-point victory last year at the Pit. Camden Brown had 18, Loncourt had 15, Thomas and Clay each with 9. Jace Allensworth had a good game. He had 15, and then Noah Lunt, who graduated, had 11, and then also Alex Dance had 11 as well. And, of course, Dance is back, and he had a good ball game the other night, made him player of the game on Tuesday night at Palmyra.
Yeah, I tell you what, the keys to this game, can Notre Dame handle the ball and get up and down the floor, without turning it over? Because the Blue Devils are going to come out, they're going to get after them full court probably, and the second key is, what are they going to do with Key?
Oh, there's
underneath the basket.
We're so much stronger. Devils are so much stronger.
Because that the Blue Devils should be feeding him, and if they start double teaming him, kicking out for the wide open looks. But that's what it's going to be. Notre Dame handle the ball against the Blue Devil pressure? And what are they going to do with Keyshawn Thomas on the boards and down the block?
Well, and we also talk about the Raiders can go deep, and they will go deep. And they're still working on their game. You know, we watched them in Hannibal on Saturday, came back this week in Palmyra. They were just starting to gel a little bit, had a nice game against Central last night as they won 58-20 in that ball game. So now I believe they're 6-2 on the season. I think another factor, too, is, well, strength is one, because the Blue Devils have really worked out hard in the offseason. Guards, Cameron, the bench. Cameron Wires on the point guard. I mean, that's kind of a key out there, and it's been a key. So, pregame show here. Wellman and Pettit. We're at Blue Devil Gymnasium. A couple minutes before they hit the buzzer, and they're going to have a special presentation before, so we'll make sure we're there. We'll take a break right now. We'll come back with more of the pregame. It's the crosstown rival, the Blue Devils and the Raiders, right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Back to live action here in the pregame show. It's going to go to Blessing, but we're not ready for the starting lineups yet, so we'll hold off on that. Crowd's up, and crowd did fill in quite well here, and it looks like a packed house.
Yeah, I mean, was it seat down?
We haven't,
5,500?
We have not figured out. I don't think it's that high, and I will ask, and we'll get that answer because they changed it with all the handicap accessibility.
Yeah.
And we've asked that question a couple times. One of these times, I'll get out and give you the answer. Time to grab my phone and turn the lights on. We know where we're at on this one. Brooks was wondering who these three officials were. I'll have to tell him later on as he's in here checking out. Steve Brooks in town. You can find him on our Mecha Sports page as he snuck in one night with the picture there. Good looking shot there as he was in the shot. He came up to say hi. Of course, San Francisco. The San Francisco treat.
I think we're getting together tonight later on, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Here we are as we get ready here. I'm waiting for the starting lineup. More importantly, the presentation. And if that comes first, I think that'll come first before the national anthem and the starters, or the Devil, Titus Petty. We'll find out here. Hope you're with us tonight. Grab a drink, grab a sandwich. It looks like the national anthem might be first, and we'll stay here with the national anthem. And now they're talking about Keyshawn Thomas, career rebounding leader. And the week before, at Sterling, 25 rebounds a game, past Tom Lepper with 24 rebounds.
So he holds both records, single game and career.
Indeed, and hopefully if Coach will stay out there long enough. Good job. I'll tell you, he's been really working hard, and he's been doing a good job.
Well, and like we've seen it from the beginning. And he's grown and got so much better.
Let's listen to this. And right now we had Dennis Douglas, Keith Douglas, Bruce Douglas, and Michael Payne all giving a congratulations there. Pretty awesome stuff in there.
Oh, great stuff.
Those guys weren't too bad.
Well,
and all friends of ours, which is
nice. I played with all of them.
They were a lot of fun. And you look at it, 81 graduate in Payne, 82 in Bruce Douglas, 83 with Dennis Douglas, and then Keith was there at 79, so those guys were sharing and fighting for rebounds for a number of years there. And each one of them have close to 700. That's 2,100 rebounds. So when Keyshawn gets 2,100, he can say he's got it all.
Well,
maybe not that many.
Far. No, no.
Now, who's that? That almost looks like Terry Thompson, but it's not. Look at that, number 33, Keith Douglas, in his uniform in it. Awesome. Number 42, Mike Payne, passes over to number 42, Keyshawn Thomas, 44 years later. 42 years later would have made it perfect, but good stuff. Congratulations, Keyshawn.
Good stuff, great stuff.
Indeed. You'll see it firsthand tonight. And we're rising for the national anthem. We'll stay here for the national anthem. And our national anthem with the Quincy High Band. And before we get the starting lineups, we're taking a break with our starting lineup sponsor, Blessing Health, Blessing Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. We've got you covered.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us, and when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Back to Blue Devil Gymnasium. Now the starting lineups for the QND Raiders. Number 12, Connor Young, a guard. Number 14, Carter Miller. He's a 6'4 senior. By the way, Connor's a senior as well at 5'9". Jace Allensworth, 15, 6'2 junior. Number 22, Jackson, well, actually Robbie Reed, is that right? Oh, imagine that. And number 24, Bo F. Tank. He's a 6-foot junior. Reed instead of Canoyer, or did I miss Canoyer? And the number as he's folded up a little bit. I think that is number 20 in Canoyer. No, it is Robbie Reed. So, and they are coached, of course, by Greg Altmix in his first year. Assistants, he might know these guys. Alex Altmix, Jordan Altmix, Jonas Petty, Ron Kincher, and Chuck Vemberlow rounding out the lineup. These guys are 6-2 right now. Last week we had them in Hannibal, lost a tough, close one. Lost another tough, close one in Palmyra, but turned around last night and beat Central 58-20 in that ball game. And, of course, this is the time we watch the video a little bit up on the board first, and then we'll follow up with Titus Petty, your Blue Devil this year. And then you'll have the Blue Devil lineup. Of course, the Notre Dame Raiders in their road blue, trimmed in gold and white. And it's not just blue, gold, and white. There's an actual color to that. I couldn't remember what it is right now. Devils have worked hard. It's the first, it's really the report card of the first semester. You get the first 8 games in, 9 now after this one. You're sitting at the conference 4-0. You've done your work there. You haven't seen Moline or Rocky yet.
Well, you know, I look at the first half as being including Collinsville tournament. So
I'll go with that.
So we'll see how we are after that.
And we're going to turn it over to Titus Petty, our Devil, and let it play out.
Nothing better.
And here you go, time for the starting lineup of the Quincy High Blue Devils 2024-25 season. Say that once.
Say it 3 times, please.
I'm having a tough time saying it once, so we'll go from there. Devils will be in their home white, trimmed in blue. All seniors in the starting lineup, all playing well right now. Ready to get going. Looks like this. Number 5, Cameron Wires. He's a 5'10" guard. BL3, number 12, 6'4", senior. I don't have to tell you that. Dom Clay wears number 14. He's 6'3". A lot of these guys have grown since they first put that in the program too, by the way. Mark Louthan, 6'5", great night last night. 17 points, 5 for 5 outside the land of 3. And you heard the big man, number 42, all-time leading rebounder. Shout out to Michael Payne and all those guys. By the way, Michael, Keith, Dennis, Bruce, you did a nice job on that video. Excellent job. And that is Keyshawn Thomas, 6'6". The Devils are coached by Mr. Andy Douglas. Bruce Bonas, Ryan Brown, and Jeff Obert are the assistant coaches. First game went overtime, by the way. It was a good one. The Raiders hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to send it to overtime. In overtime, I mean, it was the last few seconds. Raiders hit a bucket and won 57-56. I don't think that'll be the score in this last game.
Well, that's where the Raiders want to play. You know what I mean? 50, 55. You know, Blue Devils want to pick it up and get after it and get up in the 70s.
Starting with the defense.
We'll see, you know, which way this game goes.
So glad you're with us on this Saturday night. Hope you're ready for the holidays. If you're sitting at home, glad you got us right there by the TV or the computer. And just remember, we'll be in Collinsville.
Farm.
Yes, and we'll be in Collinsville and the State Farm. We'll try to pick up the girls at State Farm. Also, we'll try to pick up Notre Dame and Collinsville. And everything will be audio only, so the old radio guy goes back to radio only, and that's all you'll get from the Quincy stations. Here we go. Mark Louthan in the center circle. Carter Miller in there as well. Devils come this way. Coach Hall makes this going, all right, we're ready for this one. Tip goes up. Raiders get the tip. Devils come out man-to-man right away. Connor Young takes it down to the short corner. His shot no good. Oh, Keyshawn had another rebound but missed it. And nice job by Carter Miller. Miller took it in with the left hand. He's doing a much better job.
Very long, very active.
And he squared up that time. Devils in their half-court set. Wires comes around the screen. Left corner Keyshawn, right corner BL3. He's got the ball right now. He's on Allensworth. Out high, Mark Louthan from last night. Good! Louthan continues. He opens up with a 3, and that's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
I can't remember the last time he missed. Oh,
it's been a while.
Wires
with a steal. Wires,
oh my
no
goodness.
good. BL3 tried to dunk it and didn't he, kind of partially?
Well, he dunked it, it went up the rim, went to the backboard, and then went in.
All right, so he didn't call that, so we can't count it.
Yeah,
we
won the clean one.
There you go. 5-2. We watched him before the game, too, just go under the basket and jump straight up. Inside, Miller with a nice move, but he travels. And with that, we mentioned our officials earlier, Dwayne Kerfman, Doug Elledge, and John Shepard. Johnny had knee surgery. We had him a couple weeks ago and talked. He said doing pretty good. Here come the Devils in the set. Work left side, Dom Clay. And you know they're going to try to go inside. That's probably why Robbie Reed's in there, so you don't get Canoyer in early foul trouble. Maybe try to get Keyshawn in foul trouble.
Well, they're going to have to use those 10 fouls against Keyshawn.
Keyshawn's three just off the right side. He's got
great job of boxing out by the Raiders.
He had tape on his hands. He didn't like it, so he ripped it off and threw it out. Full court pressure coming from the Devils. Man-to-man. Long pass. It goes over F-Tank's hand, and Keyshawn with a steal.
They can't do that.
I thought they thought they beat the pressure.
Well, but still, you can't do that. You want the game in the 50s, not the 70s.
Keyshawn at the top of the key. Left side, Dom Clay. Passed up the three. He'll come around the screen. F-Tank guards him. BL3 comes around the screen. Shot no good. Louthan had a hand on it, but he also had a hand on the back of Carter Miller. So our first foul of the game goes to Mark Louthan.
Good box out by Miller.
And I tell you, if he just keeps playing strong and squaring up his shoulders to the basket.
Oh, yeah.
6'4", does a nice job out there. In the backcourt, BL3's got Jace Allensworth. Jace is their player who's really an all-around player. He's the one that played all three of their zones that night for them. Connor Young tried to go inside. Keyshawn knocks it away. Hits the baseline. Mark Louthan tried to save it. And it'll be Raider basketball. 5:54 left first quarter action. Devils lead 5-2. Wellman and Pettit right here on mechasportscode.com. F-Tank with Clay on him. Stops at the free throw line. Guard comes to help. Almost runs by it. Allensworth tracks it down. He's got Keyshawn on him. Pulls up for the three. Jace, no good. Inside, Robbie Reed. And Reed must have worked hard this week to get that starting spot. Reed gets the offensive rebound in the bucket. In transition, right side. Clay misses the three. Robbie Reed with a rebound. Nice job by Reed. Man-to-man from both teams. Alex Dance also. Dance and Young are interchangeable, and they come in for each other. So tonight they start with Young, possibly keeping Dance out of foul trouble as well. Baseline J. Nice shot there. Jace Allensworth with the J.
Notre Dame takes the lead, 6-5, 5 minutes to go.
And Devils, you know how they are. Very patient. They allow the game to come and figure where they're at that point. 5 minutes left in the first. Louthan in the right corner. Wires comes to get it. He steps back for a three. Didn't like the way he squared up. He wasn't quite square on that one. Clay touched the ball. And that's okay because he bumped the two players down there, including Miller. I thought it might have been a foul. Get away from that.
Well, that's a tough shot. Step back, somebody in your face, drive it in, kick it out, wide open looks, go for it.
Yeah, he faded a little bit on that, a little bit off too. So hold your spot. And we've seen the Devils do this, come out and miss 4 or 5 threes, and then Keyshawn opens it up and gets you ready. Of course, Louthan opened it up already.
We've seen him come out and miss 6, 7. Start the first quarter.
Halfway through, 4:30 count in the first quarter. Allensworth has it at the point. Keyshawn's on him. Young will get it. You got Cameron Wires, the guard match up there. Young backs it out. 2 in the post. That's Reed and Miller. F-Tank came around the screen. Clay caught him. Allensworth working against Keyshawn. He took it away. Down to Dom. Dom, 1, 2, slow step in, good. He used the Eurasian.
1, 2, 3.
He might have. The 1-2 step. Bo F-Tank with a good move, and it's going to count. F-Tank takes it all the way to the hole. Foul called on Clay. His first, second for the team.
A little bit too far underneath the basket. Takes charge.
F-Tank hits. He'll get another one here. And connects on the three-point play on that side. And you know what? These are both our teams, so Kevin Vandermint, Woodmart is going to be good tonight. 12th and Seminary Road. Short corner. We got Reed hanging all over Keyshawn. Official waves him off, says, I got it. His first. Raiders first. Substitute. Now Canoyer comes in for Reed. So that was a good job for Robbie Reed starting this one off. Reed with a bucket. Reed with a couple rebounds. Offense sets to the top. Wires, right side. BL3 looks, likes it. Shot for 3, no good. Had some good looks at it.
Well, once again, that was a challenge 3. Not driving, kicking.
Allensworth was on defense on that one. In the right corner, Young's trying to back Wires in. Ball went into Miller. Miller tried to go up and under. Miller misses. Louthan with a rebound. Mark will get it to his guard. That's Wires, and he brings it up fast. BL3, crossover, pull up, 15 foot. Good, nothing but net. So there you go. He's going to start playing his moves, and I would rather have that than the shots early outside.
Well, and I like the way Wires is pushing it up on like a secondary break.
By the way, that was a 9-9 tie right now. 3:15 left, first quarter action. Allensworth goes in. Knoyer back out to F-Tank. Bo F-Tank misses the shot. Tipped around, comes to Wires. Long pass out. Keyshawn up, and the layup. Give Wires the assist. Keyshawn, his first basket. Good job there. You know how Keyshawn runs the floor.
One dribble, layup. Transition offense.
Yep, little better layup than Dom's was on that one. Inside Knoyer. Tries to go over right through BL3.
Yep.
Bradley with a steal. Bounces it out. Short corner. Cameron catches it. Wires hits it. Give the assist to BL3. Give Cameron the bucket.
Defense turning into easy offense.
And a 6-point run, now a 4-point lead for the Blue Devils. Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. Hope you got your Christmas plans going. It's here, folks.
Merry Christmas, by the way.
You got it. No snow, but I guess 50-degree weather is fine.
We got snow up in Rockford.
Yeah, all right, you keep it. I'll come up and see it. Knoyer, good turnaround move. Knoyer with a nice move with his back to the basket. I lost my Knoyer in the book. There he is. Excuse me, Jackson. BL3, short corner, shot, fadeaway, no good. Challenge there. Raiders get the rebound in transition. Right corner, the pull-up for three. Good. No, it was a 2 on the line. Good job by the official. Allensworth only gets a 2. We're back to tied 13-13 inside 2 minutes. First quarter action. Knoyer pushing with the knee, didn't get called. Louthan in the left corner. First miss in 2 days. Keyshawn just went up, and he wanted that ball more than Knoyer did. Because actually, if Knoyer would have went after it, he might have got Keyshawn for the foul. 1:25 left, first quarter action. High post, Keyshawn. Knoyer's on him. Right side, BL3. Keyshawn sets the screen now. BL3 comes to the middle. Steady finds Cameron Wires in the left corner. Good for 3. Give BL3 the assist. Cameron Wires hits one.
Once again, paint touch, kick out, wide open look, 3 points.
Brought to you by Woodmark Building Center, woodmarkbuildingcenter.com. In the half-court defense, under a minute. First quarter action. That was a good pass. Young found Allensworth underneath the basket. Allensworth now with 6 points. Backdoor cut on that one, Jace. BL3 behind the back. And we got a push here. We had a double team, and it looked like it was a triple team at one point. Jace Allensworth called for it. Raiders second, Allensworth's first. 43 seconds exactly left, first quarter action. 16-15, Quincy High over QND. Young, Allensworth, Miller all taking a break. Gavin Dolman in the ball game. Alex Dance also checking in. And Jackson Pyatt. Right side, 3. Good. Dom Clay connects from outside. Taunted a little bit there too. 19-15. Down to 28 seconds left. Hello, Keith Douglas. Like I say, you did a great job on the pregame, you and your brothers and Michael. That comes from Wellman and Pettit. What a player, wasn't he? What a guy, what a friend.
Oh, my goodness.
Down to 15 seconds, 19-15. Quincy High with the lead. Raiders with the basketball. Alex Dance works against Wires. Brings it right side in the corner. Coming around is Bo F-Tank. Bo's open, no good. BL3 comes, 2 seconds. Long shot.
Oh.
And that came only about 8 inches from going in. We played 1 quarter in the books here at Quincy High. Blue Devil Gymnasium. It's Quincy High 19, QND 15, and it's the crosstown rival right here on mechasportsco.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, first quarter is in the book. Coach, what do you think?
Well, Quincy High needs to defend a little bit better. Giving up 15 points, they're on pace to give up 60. So, we got to get out and defend more. Notre Dame's doing what they should do. Very patient, not turning the ball over, getting good looks at the basket.
Hey, remember earlier today, maybe last night, we talked about you can't make 100% of your shots? Mark Bernbach chimed in when he played for LSU and said, when I played Pitt, I was 6 for 6. They actually let me shoot that game. Maravich didn't get to maybe shoot as much, so he reminded me that Mark Bernbach did it. He was a stud, by the way. Second quarter starts. Devils will have the basketball. Wires, Clay, Louthan, Loncourt, and Thomas. Clay drives in hard. That could have been a no call there.
Good take, and they call a block and basket good.
I don't know, did the basket even go?
Yeah, the basket went.
I think it must have been on the drive there. Robbie Reed, I believe, is calling for his second. So quickly, Bo F-Tank checks out. Robbie Reed. That I thought was a good D and good O, and it should just play on, but we'll accept that.
Either
Referee.
way, we'll accept it.
Yeah. Devils basketball with a box out of bounds play. So it's Pyatt, Dolman, Miller, Allensworth, and Dance. That's the Raiders lineup right now in their dark blue. Around the perimeter, popping up behind the screen. BL3 misses the three. 3 Raiders after the boards. Carter Miller with a nice board. Wires picks up right away on Alex Dance. That is a key out there, how we handle their guards and put their pressure on them. Wires almost got in there to take the ball away from Pyatt. Comes around. Carter Miller now looking for a guard to get it. Alex Dance will be that guard. Flashing. Allensworth now. Checks a screen. Doesn't move. And Keyshawn picks up Dance. Not afraid of it, actually, because Keyshawn's got quick feet. 7 minutes left in the half. Patience on the Raiders this time. Allensworth starts to make a drive. Slows it down a little bit. It goes in, out, and around, but they're going to say before the shot. Mark Louthan gets called for the foul, his second. Team's first in this quarter, so here comes Rico Clay Jr. Louthan gets a break with 6:58 left in the second quarter. Clay, Thomas, Wires, and Loncourt. Oh, a great block by Clay. Pyatt was there for the reverse layup on the out-of-bounds play. Clay blocked it from behind. Why not give it back to Clay? From the left side, no good for 3. Keyshawn works hard, count the ball and the basket, and give him an and one. Keyshawn working hard inside. We'll check the foul, I believe 14 Carter Miller. His first. Raiders second in the quarter. Keyshawn got that ball and went hard.
Well, once again, like I said early, somebody's going to have to block him out off the offensive glass, or it's going to be trouble.
So far, I tell you, early.
So far, they've been doing good.
Yeah, the Raiders have done a nice job. Had 3 guys last time on the boards, and Keyshawn was the only one around. Keyshawn's shot touched everything and went in. Good job on the three-point play, and, of course, that's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road, also known as Jack McKenzie Memorial. Can't be a highway, so.
Oh,
Loncourt comes up for the steal. Good job by BL3. Raiders got lazy with that pass in. Jareus Rice Jr. checks into the ball game. Getting a break. Who did take a break? Dom Clay, thank you. Left side, BL3 behind the back. Reed guarding him. Keyshawn gives him a screen. Fakes the pass, takes the 3. Good, BL3 from outside.
You got to stay up on him, or he'll step back and hit that. Oh,
by the way, that was Woodmart, but here comes Keyshawn in, throws it down. Keyshawn with the steal and the dunk. Altmix wants to call a timeout. I think so. 6:02. And starting off the second quarter, 8 straight points. By the way, that three-pointer, Woodmart Building Center. Get out and see Kevin for your kitchen or bathroom. Tell you what, we'll just stay right here. Talk about what's happened, especially out of that second quarter. We come out with a blue-collar 3 and a 3 and then a bucket.
Well,
and Keyshawn, well, not a bucket, a exclamation point.
Well, once again, defense. We're doing it on defensive end. getting the, deflections, getting the steals, and then coming down for easy baskets.
Good crowd out tonight. Did a little shout-outs here, out there. John Upgis and Scherstier over here to our left. Looking up in the crowd, lots of blue and white, lots of blue and gold. A lot of those are down here in front of us as the section behind the bench for the Raiders with Raiders. That's always good. Todd Young in the crowd down there.
Tough ticket to get tonight. It's full.
Remember the first matchup in here in Packnet. A little warm in here as well. Coming out of the timeout, we've got some subs. Connor Young back in the game. So Young, F-Tank, Allensworth, Reed, and Miller. For the Devils, Wires, BL3, Rice Jr., Clay Jr., and Thomas. Full court pressure passively. Rice is going to pick up F-Tank. And to the side, it was going to go out of bounds, but Wires went ahead and saved it. Cameron in, up, under, good. That's a smart play right there. Cameron Wires could have let it go out of bounds. Instead, he said, look, Raiders are sleeping. I'm going to take it to the hole.
Well, and I like this defensive team they got out there, with Rice and Wires putting pressure on the ball handlers.
I'm going to tell you what, Bo F-Tank, good first step, and he flew by Rice. Rice has got to get those feet moving. Left side, transition, corner, BL3 for three as he loaded up the gun in front of the bench as he went by. Three-pointer brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 32-17. We got a foul now against the Devils.
Transition offense,
Longcourt
spotting up and hitting it up.
Longcourt called, 2 on each team now. That was a first for Bradley. 32-17, ball in the backcourt. Longcourt slips. Wires, though, gets it. Longcourt was back there, up 2 hands. Oh, and he missed the dunk. Wires was right behind him. Rice gets the rebound, and Dom Clay dribbles it off his foot. BL3's a little upset because he went right under the basket. He's got the hops. He just threw it off the back of the iron. Now, I'm going to watch for the next time he goes in. It'll probably be forceful with an exclamation point. 32-17, Devils stay in the man-to-man.
Well, and this is one of those times where QND doesn't have to, they can't get away from it. Oh, no,
good job. Good steal and save by Keyshawn. From the left side, no good. Rico Clay Jr. was inside. Weak side, and he gets every part of the rim in the backboard, and that's a basket. Good hustle. I mean, these balls that are loose. Keyshawn got that steal in the passing lane, and now Cameron just picked Young. He'll go to BL3. This time he throws it down with one hand. BL3 was going to make sure that went down, and it did. 36-17. Timeout, Coach Altmix. 4:25 left in the half. 36-17. The crosstown rival, Blue Devils and Raiders, back on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Timeout taken by Coach Altmix. 19-15 after one. Devils ran the first 8 points of this quarter, and they're right now on another 7-point run, built up a 19-point lead, 36-17. And picking the pocket, Cameron Wires. Allensworth wasn't paying attention, and nobody talked.
Well, that's got to be 4 or 5 steals by Cameron. He's been unbelievable at the point.
And he'll set the offense to the right side. BL3 comes to get it. Halfway through the second quarter, Keyshawn picks it up. Quickly in the high post. Rico with the new fluffed-up throw. Wires hesitates, goes in. Oh, a double dribble? Because of the hesitation, they're saying you picked it up and put it back down. I ain't real sure with all the calls these days, but we'll accept it.
Yeah,
we have to accept it. 3:56 left in the first half. Young, F-Tank, Allensworth, Reed, and Canoyer in the ball game. Canoyer in the high post for the Raiders. Into the corner, F-Tank fires a three. Good shot by Bo F-Tank. F-Tank hits the three. He's got one blue collar to go with it. Brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. 12th and Seminary Road. On the baseline, we got a foul. It's either Allensworth or Reed. Both were right there. Let's check this one out. I see 2 twos, don't you?
Yep.
If so, that means 3 fouls on Reed. So while starting him, won't be used for a little while here, and Gavin Dolman will check in. Dom Clay comes back in. Rice Jr. takes a seat. Alex Dance will also check back in. Actually, they're telling him to hold. No, he's on. He'll come in for Young. So Dance, Dolman, F-Tank, Canoyer, and Allensworth. Allensworth and F-Tank were my old neighbors out in Fieldstone. And a hell of a fall, sorry about saying that way, for Bo F-Tank in golf. 3:36 left first half. Devils by 16, 36-20. Screen by Rico Clay Jr. BL3 steps back for 3. Good! Light them up, BL3. 3 of them in this quarter. And that's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center.
He's feeling it. That was a tough shot.
He had a double team come, and then he backed up behind the line. He's got his game. Santa Clara is going to have some fun. And I know the family's going to go out there on the West Coast as much as they can. Steve Brooks needs to come down. It's right up in his neck of the woods. Raiders will send it in. Canoyer had a point blank, and he didn't take the shot. But he lost the handle. Dolman, left corner, no good. Cameron Wires with a high rebound. Sets it.
Oh.
Well, that's a tough pass. It was not a bad pass. He tried to lead Rico, but the thing was it scooted a little bit. Never came up. That's not a bad idea. There's a great wide receiver from the football team.
Well, and BL3 was down the course. Said, pass to me, I'll get it into him.
And that's the way we usually take it, don't we, Coach?
Yep.
Dolman across the timeline as the Devils kind of went back in their 1-2-2 3-quarter court. You ain't going to get it there. Rico Clay jumps up and steals it. Rico going all the way. He tried the Eurasian, and he got it. He went into Canoyer. Clay Jr., you know, Coach, I talked about the bench and how important they would be on this thing. Clay doing a good job. The 1-2-2 in the half-court set. Into the right corner. Good ball movement there. No good on the 3. Gavin Dolman, offensive board, missed the point-blank shot. Keyshawn had the rebound, goes out of bounds. Last off Canoyer. Well, that's a good look, too. Got the ball inside. 2:30 left in the half. 41-20. Blue Devils with a lead. BL3 telling Cameron to take it to the right wing. Screens away. Popping up. Rico Clay Jr. gives the Dom on the left wing. F-Tank on him.
Oh, get it to him.
Yeah, Keyshawn was ready, and he had Canoyer on him. BL3 for 22. Oh, rims in and out. Canoyer with a rebound. Not a bad look. We'll take it, especially when you've hit a few of them. Hear that, Mark? Oh, Dom Clay with a steal. Clay goes in. Oh, he misses the dunk. BL3 comes up under, and he gets it with a finger roll. Dom Clay, of course, we saw the board tonight, the circle with the paper. On the other end, a good drive by Gavin Dolman. Clay with the rebound, and it said, we're putting on the show. Clay Jr., no good. Not a bad look as he took it. Again, if they're not going to stop you.
Keyshawn's like, pass me the ball. I was wide open.
Inside. Canoyer gets the basket. Nice shot there by Jackson. He's got 2 buckets. 43. That was a nice 7-point run again by the Devils. They've had a 7. They had going into this quarter a 9 coming back to the first quarter. BL3 in the short corner down on the block now. Almost has a double team. A spin. Rico Clay Jr. gets the ball on the wing. No good. Keyshawn was there on the weak side. It looked like Canoyer might have touched it, but Keyshawn did. Dolman will set out now. Carter Miller comes back in for the Raiders. 1:05 left until halftime. Stick around at half. We'll break down how our day's been going, and maybe we'll sing you some Christmas songs, but I doubt it. Although I don't mind. 1 minute left. Coach asked me, you asked me to sing the national anthem. I told you after 3 games I might still do that. Cameron Wires out on Dance. Hands it to F-Tank. Overplayed by the Devils, and all of a sudden it gets down low, and Carter Miller with a nice reverse with the left hand, he scores. That was a nice play there by Miller. Because the Devils overplayed a couple of passing lanes and got beat. 43-24, 33 seconds and counting. Wires calls out not the final play, but how they're going to run the offense. Dom Clay pops up, he gets it. He's in the Devils' head. BL3's out there as well. Clay goes in the high post. Low post, Clay Jr. Right corner, Keyshawn. Watch for a three from Keyshawn off this play. I just have a feeling. I don't know why. Down to 10 seconds. BL3 starts his move on Allensworth. Down to 6 seconds. He gets a screen now. He goes up. It goes out to Cameron. Down to Keyshawn in the corner. Good. Keyshawn Thomas for three. Coach, this ain't my first rodeo.
Yep.
Three-pointer by Woodmart Building Center. And yes, watch it again. I called it.
Well, once again, you got the paint touches, kicking it out, extra pass, and wide open look.
And you saw BL3 coming in. He had Wires on the right wing. He had Keyshawn in the corner. It went to Wires first, who made that extra pass. And so, good job there. Give the assist to Wires. Give the bucket to Keyshawn. And it's halftime. The Blue Devils 46, the Raiders 24. And it's the crosstown rivalry right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
And back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, how about a little bass, Coach? Wow, that song has got all bass. It's rocking right through the body. And we got the Quincy High Pom Pom Squad out there after last week's light show, which was great. First half's in the book, Coach, and I'll tell you, it started off, and again, Notre Dame, in the first quarter was playing some pretty good basketball. The 6-point run, when we tied it at 9, got up 13-9. Raiders came right back, tied it at 13. Devils hit a three, up by 3. Raiders hit a bucket. Devils hit the 3 at the end of the first, up 19-15. Overall, Raiders got to feel pretty good after one quarter. We start the second quarter and 9 straight points. That goes back to the first quarter, 7 straight points to start the quarter. Check that 8, actually, now that I look at that. 27-15. Timeout called at 6:02. Coming out of that, a bucket. Raiders get a bucket, and at 29-17, another 7-point run. 36-17, 41-40 at one point, and as we shared baskets a couple times, then it was 46-24. We've had some dunks. We've had BL3 throwing down a one-hander. We had some exciting plays, and starting off when we started the game off, a lot of good looks from 3, but we just couldn't get them to go, but we're not afraid to keep putting it up.
Well, yeah, you look at their runs here, it all starts on the defensive end, with their steals and getting the good transition buckets. Obviously, with the dunks are cool, but it starts on the defensive end.
Indeed it does. Jason Obert taking a walk down here waving. Don Hendrian in the crowd. Of course, his son Brian was a Quincy High Blue Devil golfer, and he coaches golf now for Quincy Notre Dame, and they went to state this year, so congratulations there. Don, better known as Hammer, so if you see him out and about. Boy, a good first half, and it really, that second quarter, when the Devils picked it up on defense and really got after it, and just, as we always talk, the defense turns into offense, and then when you can put on a little show, as long as it's in the offense the transition, throw one down, and the threes have been good too. They still have shared. In the first half, the Devils had 3 threes in the first quarter. Loncourt had 3 in the second quarter, 4 total, so 7 threes, by the way, the last 3. Keyshawn. He had the 3 last night at the second quarter and halftime and third quarter.
Well, I tell you what, the key of the threes, is them driving the ball to the basket. Notre Dame's collapsing, in the middle, which they have to do, and then they're kicking it out for the wide open looks. And, as long as they keep doing that, they've made a few off the dribble, somebody in their face. But they're if they get wide open looks, they're going to be good.
Cameron Wires is a big key to this ball game too. Cameron is starting things off and really on the defensive side. Picked some pockets a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
He's been out there just being tenacious on Young and Dance. And then we get it to anybody else as well. And everybody's filling the passing lanes as well. We're getting deflections, steals, and the Raiders are still kind of hanging, and you would say hanging in there, down by 22. It was a weird quarter for the Raiders. They kind of go, wow, wait a minute, we're playing halfway decent basketball. What just happened?
And like I say, the Blue Devils, they're an explosive team, especially on the offensive end. So, if they can pick up and make stops, get the defensive rebounds, kick it out, they've got the athletes to run up down the floor.
Well, we were at John Wood earlier today for the Rumble on the River. Speaking of John Wood, professor out there, Mike Terry, son of Gene Terry, the longtime WTAD announcer, was a legend actually, and Mike's been the tennis coach for the boys and girls for the Blue Devils for years. But what I liked tonight, he was wearing a Christmas coat, like a blazer, and it had the red, the green, and I yelled down, can I borrow it? And he said, after tonight. So, Mike, I'll be knocking on your door there on Hampshire, and we'll be checking it out. You can always see Mike out there with his Jeep with the Blue Devil covering on the back tire back there. That was more information than you really needed to know about Mike Terry. So, first half's in the books. We'll take a break, come back, and break it down, and we're going to talk more about John Wood and how those two games were out there at Rumble on the River earlier. It's halftime. Blue Devils 46, Raiders 24, MeccaSportsCo.com.
Aches and pains are a normal part of life, but when they become too much, we have a team of orthopedic surgeons ready to give you relief. The need for joint replacements continue to rise, and our team stays up to date with the latest technology and robotic solutions. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. We've got you covered from head to toe.
Back in Quincy, even though Chicago's being played by the band, 25 or 6-4. Great song, great band. Pankow with the horns, actually a trumpet. He's more of a saxophone guy. Went to Quincy College back in the day. And Coach, we got to do a little trivia here on this. Do you know what the song 25 or 6-4 was even named for?
No.
The story was they were working all night long trying to get the music out. And late in the middle of the night, one of the guys turned to the other and said, what time is it? And he says it's 25 or 6-4 in the morning. So there you go. Whether it's true or not, hey, I don't know. I throw out some good information out there. And, of course, I got a book, Strange and Useless Facts. And so every once in a while, I'll throw one out there as well. So 46-24, good half. Officials are already out here. We got 2 minutes left to go. And what'd you like about the first half?
Well, the first quarter defense for the Blue Devils wasn't so good. Second quarter, they got after it, turned it into easy buckets, and, that's how they got this lead right now.
We talked about Steve Brooks being here. We talked about Santa Clara. He had mentioned that Bradley will be going out there BL3, and I guess it's Coach Herb Sendek. I did not know that, but there's one guy that
North Carolina State.
I believe. Well, you would know that when Steve Brooks tells you something, believe it, because he's one of those guys that. And we go back to the days of St. That's where my broadcasting might have started, outside of St. Dominic's on cold days when the nuns kicked us out, and we had a tape player, and I hated my voice then, still hate it, but I love doing this. So until somebody tells me to move along, we're going to keep doing it. So anyhow, so. I was kind of checking the crowd out there in the middle of all this as well. So good stuff for a first half. We got 16 more minutes for this one. And then everybody gets a 4-day break. hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and make sure get out, especially for those less fortunate. If you get a chance.
And we'll see you the day after.
I know it. There'll be no break, but why? As Coach and I mentioned last night, we were at East Moline, decided, can we make it out from Quincy High or from John Wood at a 3:30 game here and still be comfortable to get our equipment set up? We've had some of those tough times getting places. We went to the girls' game at Notre Dame first. Notre Dame girls' game, that was a victory. Good job there from the Lady Raiders. Coach Orrin, still undefeated, looking good. He joined us after the ball game. Then the second game at 3:30 was QHS girls. Nice thing, fourth quarter running clock. We looked at our watch. It was 1 hour for a ball game. Gave us time to get over here and get ready. So thank you to both those teams. Both teams won today. And, of course, on the 26th, it'll be 8 o'clock at night at Bloomington High School at the State Farm Classic. The Quincy High girls will take on Wheaton Warrenville South. And they're a good-looking ball team. And if they get by either St. Ignatius, and I'll have to check on the other
looks like they got a tough draw there, for sure.
Oh, it was. When I first looked at it, Coach, I went, wow, this doesn't look the large school girls, after Quincy plays, the winner of St. Ignatius or Rochester. Normal Community, Geneseo, Plainville North, and Springfield, the other teams in their side of the bracket. A couple of those not as, they're a little down, but I'm not sure what the Rochester girls have compared to the years of course, football. They were studs, and Dan Bertrand's brother was also the superintendent there. Tom retired a couple years ago. They're smart guys. They all get them good jobs, right? Dan Bertrand, of course, was your boss up in that direction. Well, here we go. Second half action. Raiders will have the ball. Young, Reed, Miller, F-Tank, and a drive by Young to the basket. Goes off of Reed's hands, and Carter Miller rounds out the lineup for the Raiders. On the other side, Louthan, BL3, Cameron Wires, Keyshawn Thomas, and Dom Clay.
That was a good take.
17 points in the first half for BL3. Keyshawn, he had 10. Left side, 15-footer. Dom Clay, boom. Hits the shot from the left side. Picks up right where they left off.
Well, his mid-range game is picked up big time.
Double up the Raiders, 48-24. Young off the left side on the line. Good shot by Connor Young. His dad right here in front of us. Helped coach volleyball. Plays volleyball, too, for the QND Raiders. He didn't play. Shot from the left side, no good. Carter Miller with a good rebound. In transition, far side. F-Tank will bring it back to the left side. Allensworth will take it there. In the corner, Young. He'll go to Miller at the high post. Little 10-footer, partially blocked by Louthan. Rebounded there by Keyshawn. One more to the tally. Cameron's waiting for everybody to come up. He resets the offense. Two-guard offense at high. BL3 with him. BL3 screens away. Back to Cameron at the top. Keyshawn playing on the perimeter, which he can do. Devils, 4 on the perimeter. High post now, Louthan. Wires being very patient here. 6:35 and counting in the third quarter. Clay off the right side. Looking for Keyshawn in the right corner, but he was holding his hand up like he was going to do a post move from the corner. Right in front. Oh, look at BL3. Fakes two guys out, lets them fly by, and then a bounce pass into Louthan. He gets the assist. Mark gets the basket. That was just smooth. Silky, as you would have Bruce being called. F-Tank off the left side. Got a screen from Allensworth, rolls off of it. Young will get it as F-Tank comes through the defense. Got a couple screens, both by Reed and Dolman. Reed flashes high. Allensworth comes to help. The roll went, but it wasn't there as Longcourt switched well. Off the right side, inside 6 minutes, third quarter. Allensworth, 12-footer, no good. Keyshawn rebound with a little touch out. Not the tip out that Michael had, but at least it was before he came to the ground. He pitched it off. BL3 through the legs. 4-3. Light them up, BL3 from the right side. Brought to you by Woodmart Building Center.
If he's going to do that, Notre Dame's got a problem now. Oh, another steal by
Cameron
Wires.
tracks it down, too. Goes in. Dom Clay with the dunk. Keyshawn right behind him on that one.
I think Keyshawn was thinking he's going to throw it up there and let him do it, but Dom says, no, I don't think
and
so.
That's a little too much showtime, and I don't think Coach Douglas would like it. Left corner. Young shot, no good. Weak side rebound, Louthan. Out to BL3, who comes across the timeline. Allensworth picks him up. Crossover, back, in, out. Oh, and a step back. I'll tell you what, his game has gotten just so good.
Well, the mid-range, is what I'm looking at.
Because that creates him where he can be out deep or he can take it to the basket on those stutter steps and moves. 57-26. Devils with the lead. In the corner, F-Tank. Back out high. Young keeps it on the right side. Carter Miller goes in the high post. Low post, Allensworth on wires. And a good job by Allensworth. He realized even though Cameron can play some good D, he had the height advantage. And Jace is a heck of a ball player.
Well, 6'2 versus 5'10 down on the block. I'll take 6'2 all day long.
I think I would too. That was the first foul.
Especially a strong 6'2.
Cameron's first and the team's first in the second half. Allensworth had 6 in the first quarter. That ball not only does a 360, but then it stays on the rim and spins a 360. Lots of jism. 4:29 left in the third. Jareus Rice Jr. checks in. Dom Clay got a break down there. Never asked him how the ankle was after last night. 1 for 2, Allensworth.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's affected him.
When he went up, dumped
tonight, yeah. Well, and his mid-range thing, stopping, going up off of it, looks good.
That's the key when you have to make those moves like that. BL3 shot no good. Long rebound. Keyshawn got it. Keyshawn drives to the basket. Up, under, no. And Miller's going to be cutting the foul. Once Keyshawn made the contact, he just brought the basketball out here and tried to get it up on the glass. Miller's going to be calling for the foul. For Miller, it's his second. First for the Raiders in the second half. Stu Pyatt out in the crowd tonight. Doing a little babysitting, it looks like. And on his shirt, he said he's a monster, I think. Keyshawn is a monster. Keyshawn hits the first free throw. He'll have one more. Devils with number of runs in this game. I love that. 6, 9, 7, 9. Shot up. Keyshawn hits this one. 2 for 2 for him. 59-27. Approaching 4 minutes. Canoyer on the baseline. Against his numeral counterpart, they both were 20. Allensworth's there. Louthan picked him up. Wow, nice move by Allensworth stepping in on Louthan on that one. And a good job by Mark not fouling him. Inside 4 minutes, 59-29. Rice will set it up. At the top of the key is Keyshawn. Thomas goes right side, now sets a screen, slips. Wires goes down in the corner. Louthan for 3, no good. It was a good look, came off the back. Alex Dance with it. Threw a long pass. Keyshawn tried to get up and block it. Allensworth missed the shot but followed his own shot, and Jace hits that one. A little wet inside as Keyshawn went up and went down to the floor, so we'll dry that spot up there. Allensworth had 6 in the first. He's got 5 in the second. He's got 11 points. Allensworth has, he's only a junior, very athletic. His dad played up at Payson, strong player. Built a nice house too, by the way. Getting the floor all cleaned up. Allensworth's going to get a break now. So Dance Canoyer, Jackson Pyatt just checked in, F-Tank, and Gavin Dolman for the Raiders. Same lineup I just called a second ago for the Blue Devils. 3:28 and counting, third quarter, 59-31. Devils with the lead. Wires down to Thomas in the short corner on the right side to BL3. Made a couple moves, was looking to give it to Thomas or at least get a screen. Now Thomas says get outside. Drives to the middle, kicks left corner. Shot rattles. Louthan, keep shooting, Mark. You only had 2 threes before last night's 5, and you started off tonight with that 3, which was key. Although it would be nice to see him down low a little bit more, as I know you want to.
Well, good looks. That's all I'm looking at. It's good looks.
Good job by Canoyer. Only thing he got behind the basket, but he saved Dance on that one. Ball came all the way out behind the three-point line at 26 feet before the Raiders picked it back up. F-Tank sets it. Dolman in the high post. Canoyer comes around and then sets a screen. Wires gets popped there a little bit. Three-pointer came up short. Rice Jr. got the rebound for the Devils. In transition. Wires to the right side. Cross court to the left side. Louthan flashing in. Flare and Share. And when he did, Louthan did a reverse layup to the right side.
Big guys running the floor.
Sweet all the way around from the Ball and outlet to Wires and to the pass. Rice with a steal, reached in. We got a 2-on-1. Flips it out right corner. Cameron Wires off on the three. Ball's tipped. Louthan's inside. Oh, and he misses. Ball's tipped again. And the Raiders are down there. Last touch by Mark Louthan. Devils miss an opportunity, but 1:53 left in the third. 30-point lead, 61-31. Carter Miller back in. Allensworth also back in. Dolman and F-Tank to sit for the Raiders. Hope you're listening to us from coast to coast tonight. I know there's a number of people out on the road that's listening to us. Holiday season. Allensworth sets a screen. Dance came to the left, picked the ball up. Needs help. Miller comes out. Inside, Allensworth. And he was posted up on Wires, and I think they'll just have to keep going back there. Even though Cameron does a good job, Wires is a good ball player. Check that. Allensworth. Three-pointer, BL3. Light him up. I knew as soon as I looked away he was going to fire one up. Brought to you by Woodbart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road. Not just wood. Carter Miller with a strong move to the basket. You know, that's been the best moves he's had in a week, and I'd love to see him playing harder. Down low, I think we had a foul underneath the basket. It was a long lob. Not a good pass. Carter Miller, his third, I believe. Devils get bailed on that one. Second of the third quarter, one only for the Blue Devils. And Rico banks it in from the free throw line. They all count the same way. Nobody said you only get the basket if you call the bank. All the Devils are back at half court. This time it goes all the way in on its own. Doesn't use the backboard.
The second one looked a little better.
Both went in the same way and counted the same. That's what you gotta love. 66-35, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Miller starting to make a drive. Trace Ruth had just checked in. You can't do a hand check when the guy's making a move. Trace, his first foul. Second on the Blue Devils in the third quarter. 54.9. Jackson Pyatt comes out. F-Tank, Miller, Canoyer, Allensworth, Dance. Allensworth off the left side three, no good. Rico Jr. got the rebound and a nice little shuffle to BL3. As BL3 is going to walk it up.
We'll get the last shot here, hopefully.
About the time we say that, we usually get two shots sometimes, but if we take whatever we get to begin with. And BL3 from 23, no good. I'm not sure that's the last shot we want, but with some good defense, you'll get the basketball back. Dance across the timeline, little head fake. Gets it to F-Tank. Inside 30 seconds. Rice picks him up. Right side Canoyer. Wires is on him. So now we got the post player again with Wires guarding him. Oh, almost a steal by Rico Jr. Allensworth has it now off the right side. Down to 12 seconds in the third quarter. Backing it out. Jared, Jason, Jace. How about all three of them? Almost a steal. Now it was, but picking it up is Allensworth. He fires the three, and the buzzer goes off. We put 3 of the quarters in the book. One more left. It's Quincy High 66, QND 35. Pretty good quarter here on this one.
Yeah, very good quarter by the Blue Devils. So, it's one of those scenarios to where, we got to come out fourth quarter, run our stuff, still defend, do what you're doing to get to this lead, and then finish this thing off.
All right, you got it. Wellman and Pettit here for the fourth quarter at Blue Devil Gymnasium. Back in a minute on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
Coach Pettit, you were dancing a little too soon because we were not back yet. We were still in the break. And we hear this every night after the third quarter. And, of course, our young man took care of handling what the song was the other night. Do you remember?
No.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there. It was Coach Longo. Hey, hey, baby, I believe is it. Jakai gave us the answer to that, a young kid like that. A shout out to Rick Gingenbacher. MeccaSportsCo.com, Rick, and you'll be there. I just sent you a message as well. Some people are leaving here as we start the fourth quarter. Devils have the basketball and the lead, 66-35, and it should be a running clock. Rico Clay Jr. misses the drive through 2 Raiders. Well, he was determined to get to the basket. Allensworth, Miller, Kenoyer, F-Tank, and Young right now for the fourth quarter. Other side, Wires, Ruth, Rice Jr., Clay Jr., and BL3. Nice move inside. First of all, the pass got there, and Carter Miller with the bucket. He's got a bucket in every quarter.
Well, and Coach is looking right now, who can I put into the ball game, to where we don't lose anything? Because, well, you've got, 3 starters out there and 2 guys coming off the bench. It's like, who could I put in that's not going to hurt me for a couple minutes at a time?
Jareus Rice Jr. missed the 3. Rico Jr., Clay Jr., got the rebound. Rice missed the second one. Down court, that's some pretty good defense there going straight up, but you're a guard trying to play Kenoyer going to the hole, so Jackson will shoot 2. Rice will commit his first foul.
May have been better off trying to take the charge on that one versus going up, and bodying him up as he's going for the basket.
So what you're saying, Coach, is maybe we need to invite Jeremiah Talton into a practice for these guys and remind them how it's done. Just pull up the footage when he played. He knew when to take the charge, he knew when to block, and he had a bunch that season.
Oh, he had a
30-something, I think.
He had a knack. I think it was like 33 charges, and probably right at that as far as block shots also.
That's why we call it Jeremiah when you take a charge over here at Blue Devil Gymnasium or anywhere the Blue Devils will travel. Free throw was good. The second one for Kenoyer. Devils having the half-court set. Don't forget to stick around. We've got the Hardee's post-game show, 30th and Broadway. And then we'll also pick our player of the game by Freiburg Insurance Agency, and we'll talk to Coach. And we might talk to both coaches. We'll see if Coach Altmix wants to come up as well, as he'll be right here. It'll be pretty packed in here in the post, so we'll see what we got. BL3 and Cameron Wires out of the game right now with 5:45 and counting because it's a running clock. For him, he had 5 trays. We'll give you a total here unofficially on how many points I've got. Young pulls up 12 foot. Oh, it was in and out. But Allensworth's right there for the putback. These guys, the Raiders are going to give some people some postseason fits in their class. There's a steal, Allensworth. Avion Tate. Now, Tate went up and went by him, but he kept his right arm up and blocked Allensworth in transition. Jacob Salisbury had just checked in. After the rebound, Rico Clay Jr. steals it. He goes in, and Rico's going to shoot 2. That's a nice defense there. Call was on Miller, his 4th foul now. Rico heads the line to shoot 2. He was 2 for 2 a minute ago. 2 definitely different looking shots.
Oh, yeah. One off the board, one looked good.
1 foul apiece in the fourth quarter.
That one looked really good.
Yeah, so the last couple, he keeps making it look a little bit better. First points of the quarter as the Raiders ran off the first 5. Running clock out here. And he's 2 for 2. 4 for 4 on the night. Nice job there, Rico. 68-40. In the half-court set, Miller trying to work against Ruth. Turnaround shot off the glass, no good. Tate with a good rebound on the weak side. Tate with a crossover. Tate with a take. Misses. Rico misses. Rico reaches out with a right hand, brings it in and lays it in.
Well, we got a miss, a rebound, and a make. So good trip down by Rico.
4 minutes left. Bad backdoor pass there. Tried to hit Allensworth. Ruth was there. So it's Salisbury, Ruth, Tate, Rice Jr., and Clay Jr. Rice goes to the hole. He's going to shoot a couple now as he got fouled. Still trying to figure out what stuck to my paper, my scoring sheet today, and ripped out the spot right here. Young gets called for his first foul of the ball game. Plays some pretty good defense without fouling. Second team foul. Max Wires in the game for Rico Clay Jr. On the other side, Patrick Ginenbacher will come out. Gavin Dolman as well will go in the game. Dance will come back in. Jackson Pyatt will come back in. John Dom will check in for the Raiders. 3:09 counting. So 5 twos, 5 threes. How many points is that, Coach?
10 and
Go ahead and
15,
say
25.
Thank you. There you go.
Takes me a little while now.
You know, it doesn't take me long at all, and it's just amazing. But then sometimes doing all this, I kind of miss a point or two. Rice is at the line to shoot, 70-40. They didn't have him take the first shot already, did he? He missed it, so he missed both shots. Rice with the basketball on the tip. Ruth had it tipped first. Left side, Trace Ruth skips it over right side. Max Wires, linebacker on the football team. Managed last year, but he had bad knees. He had to get him replaced, or worked on, I should say. I got him replaced. Tate to Wires. Max goes baseline. Oh, and a nice pass back to Tate, but Tate had a double team on him. That wasn't a bad look there. Left side, Jackson Pyatt. Started to pull up. Found Dom in the corner, but he took too much time. Tate blocks the shot. Tate's looking at some playing time is what he's trying.
Well, he's long, athletic, plays hard.
And we also have another player who might be coming back after the holidays. We'll let you know. Nathan Poulter in, number 10. Also Emmerich Batley, number 24. Wires, Tate, and Salisbury stays in. Last 2 minutes of the ball game. Cleared out up top a little bit. Everybody down low is still here. Some of them were rushing home to get to our post game on the internet. Alex Dance with a good take. Missed it, got his own rebound. Alex will go to the line. He's gotten stronger in the offseason as well. Oh, and it won't be on the shot. So Dance won't get shoot. They'll stay on the rebound, I believe. Foul went against Tate, his first. Devils second, both teams 2-2 in the fourth quarter. Pyatt off the right side. Starts to drive. Jackson kicks in the left corner. Just missed his man. Sully Walker checks in the ball game, number 42. Also into the ball game, number 33. Oh, Patrick Ginnebacher was already in there, number 33. He gets another shout out there. Half court set. Devils going to improve to 9-0. Raiders 6-3, but their losses the last week, Hannibal, Palmyra, and us, aren't all shabby at all early in the season. Tate gives a screen, kind of moves too. You can't do that, and he did. He moved with Dance all the way. Tate gets the rebound on Wires' missed shot, throws it up, and it wasn't touched. Maybe I was like, hey, I'm down here. I'm going to go ahead and take the shot. I'm this close. Devils look good and continue the dominance on the rivalry. 5 seconds left. Nobody for the Raiders is going to shoot it, which, that's not a bad idea. There's no sense trying to throw one up. And there's your final buzzer. Quincy High puts it together. Only 4 points in the last quarter, but that's what we figured on that one with a running clock and all new guys in there. So your final here from Blue Devil Gymnasium, the Blue Devils 70, the Raiders 40. A lot of people thought that's probably how it would have worked out, but after one quarter, 19-15, they played well, and a lot of bright spots tonight for Greg Altman's squad.
Yeah, I mean, they played hard. They need to learn, I think, to handle the ball a little bit better, get into their offenses, not turn it over so much. So, but other than that, yeah, they played hard tonight. They gave about as good an effort, as you can have, in a game against the second-ranked team in the state of in Class 4A.
Indeed. And, of course, I like what Coach Altman did to start the game. I don't know how he sets his starters, but having Canoyer out of there so he doesn't get in any foul trouble early, and even Alex Dance. Dance and Young are interchangeable, but I thought that was a smart move.
Yep.
And then Reed did a heck of a job early playing some D, but then Reed got in foul trouble and had 3 in the first half, so had to sit. Carter Miller, he's improved in 1 week.
Big
and
time.
I mean, just really has squared up his shoulders. He's made good moves. And, he didn't take it this strong. He took it stronger against Keyshawn and those guys than he did against Hannibal and Palmyra, which was impressive.
And that's the one thing he needs to do and continue on going forward, is being aggressive, taking the ball to the hole.
I liked it out there. So Todd Young, we gave him a shout out. Another one as he waves up here. That'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast, but we do have the Hardee's post-game show. We'll also hear from Coach with the Cunis coach's comments, and then we'll wrap it all up with our Freiburg Insurance Agency player of the game. But the final here from Blue Devil Gymnasium, last game before the holidays, it's the Quincy High Blue Devils 70, your QND Raiders 40, and we're back with more. And the postgame right here, it's the Crosstown Rivalry on mechasportsco.com. Hello, Forrest, how are you doing? And that was the send out on the ad. There you go.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get us biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent Pekin insurance partner, is proud to support young people in sports and academics in the Quincy area. After the game, make a note to stop by their office and discuss your current policies and future needs for your business, home, auto, and family. Pekin Insurance offers a variety of plans to meet your coverage needs. Give Freiburg Insurance a call at 217-224-7774. Go Devils.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get us biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And welcome to the Hardee's postgame show. Wellman and Pettit, Blue Devil Gymnasium, Devils with the victory here. Stay undefeated.
Well, we went 3-1 today.
Indeed we did. QND girls won, the QHS girls won, and we got to take both teams. We represent both the Devils and the Raiders. So this one, we knew we were going to be 1-1 no matter what.
Yep.
And a lot of good things. I think Coach Altmix will be glad with some of the things that happened. No one coming in and anticipating what the Blue Devils had. I mean, he's watched them. And on the other side, the Blue Devils did put a show on, but didn't showboat too much. There was a couple times where you kind of went, okay, guys, you got to dunk, but if you're going to miss the dunk, and we got a second. Oh, we did have a second one on that one. BL3, after he missed that one, came in and threw it down. So that was pretty sweet as well. But 70-40, and of course, it started off in the first quarter where the Devils tied at 9, finished that 6-point run, got up. Raiders came right back, tied it at 13. Devils hit the last shot of the quarter, made it 19-15. The Devils picked it up in the second quarter, and that's where they made a run. 8-point run going back to the quarter. It's more than that, actually, because it would have been a 11-point run. 27-15, timeout called by Coach Altmix with 6:02 left in the second quarter. A couple seconds later, a 7-point run by the Devils, 36-17. And then a couple more back at, and the last shot of the half, three-pointer, 46-21, and that's the one we called where I said, watch Keyshawn in the right corner. One extra pass, it was there. 46-24 after halftime. Third quarter, the 9-point run that built up a 21-point lead, 57-26. After 3, Devils 66, Raiders 35. Running clock in the fourth, and the Devils put up 4, the Raiders put up 5, and your final 70-40 for the night.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the Raiders are going to play a team that is as talented, as the Quincy High Blue Devils. Now, are they in 2A or 3A this year?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean? I know the girls are in 3A. I think the boys are still in 2A,
I would
if
agree
I'm
with
not
you.
mistaken.
We'll double check on that.
So, they're not going to see anybody near this talent level, this athleticism and length, all year long. So, Coach Altmix, he's going to take this away, and, he's going to figure out what to do against these other teams. And, I look for QND to make a nice run, in 2A basketball.
Well, Notre Dame did split tonight, though. So in the first ball game, overtime in the Southmore game, The Raiders hit a 3 at the end and then made a 2 late, and it was a 57-56, so a split on both the games here. And so coming away, and the sophomores on both squads had a nice ball game.
Yeah, I mean, sophomores, you're seeing what's coming up and what's going to get going. So, especially with the Blue Devils starting 5 seniors, you're going to have to need some help from the lower levels to continue the success that they're looking at.
Yeah, no doubt there. Hey, let's break down the scoring out there as we see Coach Dance out there in his neutral colors. We talked about that today because obviously the coach of the Devils, ladies, but also his son plays for the Raiders, so he plays it neutral and right in the middle there. Here's what it looked like for the Blue Devils, who scored 70 tonight. 25 from BL3, and he did it all ways. Not just a 3, not just a dunk. He did the step backs. He did the crossovers. He changed directions and speeds. He really had a college game. His improvement from last year to this year, and this is somebody you might say, well, wait a minute, wasn't BL3 pretty good last year? Leaps and bounds.
Yeah. I mean, the physicality, the strength, and plus I think he's a little bit quicker too. So, I mean, whatever he did this summer, the Blue Devil boys should all get in there and do the exact same thing, same way with the girls.
Indeed. So he had 25, 12 points from Keyshawn Thomas. He had that three-pointer at the end, plus a blue-collar 3 in the second quarter. 10 points out of Rico Clay Jr. off the bench, and Rico had a pretty good game off the bench. 9 from Dom Clay. He had a 3, and he got fired up as well. 7 from Mark Louthan. He opened everything up with a three-pointer in the first quarter after last night going 5 for 5 from the land of 3. 7 from Cameron Wires, and also, and we just said Louthan was 7. So 6 Devils score in the ball game. Jarius Rice Jr. got to play. Jared Salisbury got to play. Nathan Poulter in the game. Trace Ruth down the way. Also, Avion Tate took a couple to the hole and very athletic. Emmerich Batley, Max Wires, all were in the game. On the other side for the Raiders, who now fall to 6-3. They were led in scoring. Jace Allensworth, 15 points. Good job there by Jace. 8 points from Carter Miller, who really, he had 1 basket in each quarter, but his improvement in 1 week was just amazing. Bo F. Tank in the first, had a blue collar in the first, had a three-pointer in the second. He had 8. Dropped down to 5 points from Jackson Canoyer coming off the bench. 2 from Connor Young, also 2 from Robbie Reed, who really came in and played some early defense in this one before 3 fouls. In the game but not scoring, John Dom, Alex Dance, Jackson Pyatt, Gavin Doman, Patrick Ginnenbacher, and Sully Walker. I believe that was everybody there. I didn't see, maybe Xavier Douglas, number 32, got in, but Xavier's going to get a call anyway, the last of Scott Douglas's kids, and that's 40 points right there. So the Raiders will play at 9:30. I forgot who they play. Let me check this out, Coach, while you give me some more breakdown on this game.
Yeah, 9:30 at the State Farm. I believe they're in the small school bracket, so.
There we go. And they are at Normal West, where they usually play in the second. They changed that last year, where everybody plays at Illinois Wesleyan right off the bat.
Yep.
And then on the next one, they end up playing, it shifts everything around. No B gyms this year, I understood. Auxiliaries, they're trying something. So I don't think they have an extra game for those teams as well. But they will take on Aurora Christian. And Aurora Christian was pretty much, they were a stud there for a few years. They had the guy from Michigan State who was helping coach and his 2 kids. One played and then went on. I forgot where he went. Then they transferred the other kid out of Aurora Christian the next year, I think it was. If they're getting lucky, they'll play. Hey, and I love this school. Of course, Stanford Olympia. But the other one, Pecatonica. Last year we had them for the first time, and I had to figure out how to say Pecatonica.
Pecatonica, to be honest with you, they were ranked number 1, preseason. They went 1-0, ranked number 1 again. And then, this week, you had Eastland go to number 1 and Peck go to number 2. Peck just beat them 67-36, at Pecatonica, before we came up here. So, Pecatonica is a very, very good 1A ball club.
And then, of course, that's the first night, 8 o'clock for the Blue Devil girls up there at State Farm. Then on the 27th, that's when we head down to Collinsville. First game's 2:30, right?
I believe so.
McClure North.
Yep.
And then, of course, the second day you'll play 2 games, and I love the way they always do it. You play 2 games, and win or lose that first game, you're going to play at 11:30. The only difference is main gym, auxiliary gym, and nobody wants to play in the auxiliary gym.
No, I've been there before. I remember, seeing Coach Bruner down there, and I was down there watching the games and whatever, and it was like Thornridge against Quincy for 15th place. He goes, well, how far have we gone, come from 72? I'm like, wow. Big time, not looking good.
That's pretty good there to have those two teams, the power in that game there.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in the auxiliary gym.
Oh, in the auxiliary gym, 50, yeah. I was down there scouting, so.
I'm sure they weren't packed.
Or recruiting, excuse me.
It's the post-game show brought to you by Hardee's. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, hopefully we'll hear from one of the coaches. And, they're probably both going to get done at the same time. And we don't have a fourth headset, so they're going to have to suck it up. So here in the post-game brought to you by Hardee's on meccasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
In the event of a sudden, serious injury to your bones or muscles, our orthopedic trauma surgeons are equipped to care for your injuries and optimize your healing. You can get immediate orthopedic care at our Level 2 Trauma Center or Orthopedic Walk-In Clinic. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
And gave a shout out there to Jace Allensworth's grandma. She doesn't look like a grandma, does she? She still rides motorcycles, I believe, too. So everybody's still out there. This is the nice thing. It's the holidays. It's the Raiders and Devils. And everybody sticks around after the ball game to talk because, again, we're all from Quincy. I've always felt this way. And Devils should be supporting the Raiders. Raiders should support the Devils until they play each other. And then it's a friendly battle. Take it. Game's over. We go back to being Quincyans together. And that's what's so cool. And that is part of the Mecca. And we just pulled off the, what do you call it? The Mecca something.
I call it the showcase. You know what I mean? Where we saw, Lady Raiders. We saw the Lady Blue Devils. And then we saw the guys compete tonight. It doesn't get any better than this as far as I'm concerned.
It doesn't fit, but I might come out with the Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Hiney Ho. First time I've done that in a couple of years here. Coach Albrecht, you got time to join us? Well, hurry up and take the headset there, and we'll go with you. Thank you, Deuce. Thank you, Eric. We'll have one more coming through. We'll get Coach Altmix on here. Coach, you knew coming in what Quincy High had. I really thought your first quarter, you guys did an awesome job of keeping the game close. I thought now, and I don't know if you meant to do this, Robbie Reed starts, Connor Young starts. That keeps Dance and Canoyer out of early foul trouble. But Reed looks like he's been working hard to get that starting spot.
He has been, and that was something last night. I wasn't happy with our starters' execution. I thought they were playing hard, but, when you go through things, when you watch a sophomore game and a team comes out and does the exact same thing and, we kind of act like we don't have any idea what we're doing, now it's like, okay, let's give some other guys a chance because other guys have been busting it in practice. So, hey, they deserve an opportunity to play as well. And I tell you what, Robbie took advantage of that, and he did a great job. He did a great job tonight.
And I think now after the first quarter, obviously the Devils have a lot of talent out there, and you've hanging in there, and it's pretty good too. They wanted to show a little bit, but they didn't get too showboat. But what'd you think of the rest of the ball game? First of all, congratulations. Your sophomores got the win in an exciting game, so you split 1-1.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. It's nice when you watch the first game and you see some things that they've learned and are putting into practice. We've been talking about, very simple, just crab step. Get your rear end to the basket, get a good shot. I look out there and Victor's taking that ball to the basket, 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, and up, shoots a layup, and he puts it in the hole. I'm like, hey, we got to take some lessons at the varsity level because, a little bit harder at the varsity level, a little bigger, stronger guys, but get to the hole. Use the glass, put it in the hole, because when you get those opportunities, you got to take advantage of them.
All right, last question, because of course we had Coach Douglas hiding behind here. And good luck at 9:30 game up there at Aurora Christian. We'll get there to watch it, but I doubt unless it's overtime before. I'm going to tell you, in 1 week, Carter Miller has improved his game. I mean, he was already going hard, but when I watched him play, remember I told you about not getting your shoulder square to the basket, shooting back over here. He went right to the basket early in the game, and I was quite impressed in 1 week of what he did.
Well, very simply put, we've had to get our whole offense and defense in here in this first month because we didn't have everybody over the summer, and so we're getting everything implemented. And we we really just started breaking it down. So when I see Victor and I see Carter do the things that we're breaking down and trying to get them to do, I'm tickled to death. And, hopefully we'll get a little more consistency and we can maybe get it up to 20 minutes from the 8 to 10 that we had tonight.
Hey, good luck in the postseason. Oh, not postseason, excuse me. It's Christmas first. But to your family, Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday. I love the Altmix family. You guys have a lot of fun, and give a hard time to Steve, your brother.
I will definitely do that, and I hope all of you have a great Christmas as well. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, and that's Greg Altmix, the head skipper for the Notre Dame Raiders, and he's doing a great job over there. Good coach, and he's put his time in as well. His team's going to be a lot of fun in the postseason, don't you think?
Well, and the thing I want to talk to him about is he's not going to face anything like this, probably the rest of the season. So, the lessons that you can take from this game, to, put on to, the games coming up. I think Notre Dame's going to be a tough out, coming, Christmas and or, the state tournament.
Well, the only place he's going to find anything like tonight was a buzzsaw. So he walks into a mill and takes it on because, thank you very much. I tell you what, Miss Douglas just gave us a present. Every year, they always give, his wife comes up with cookies, and we always talk about it. And this time, nice bags. I got Santa Claus here. You've got a snowman on yours. This is good stuff. We don't need Coach in the postgame anymore, do we? As we get down here with Coach Douglas as he comes in, brought to you by QND Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. Coach, we don't want to talk to you anymore because we've got what we need. We got the gifts.
I see that.
Yeah, I'll put on a couple 3 pounds here for sure.
All right, Coach, we start the ball game off. We know this is a community event. We know both teams, and Altmix has got a good team, and when they put it all together. First quarter, they played good basketball. It was 19-15. What'd you tell everybody in the first quarter? And I know what I told. I'm pretty well can read this one out. But what'd you tell them in between quarters?
Execution and defensive pressure. I thought we were a little too lax defensively, similar to how we came out last night. Just not focused off the ball, allowing passes without disrupting what they wanted to do offensively. We let them kind of set the tone in that first quarter and still had the lead, which was good. But we have to be better from the start. And I thought second quarter was where we really turned it around. I mean, that's where we turned it up defensively. Cam Wires did a phenomenal job on the ball. Pressuring the ball coming up, and if you can do that early on, it forces them to be on their heels early in the possession, and played a heck of a lot better there in the second quarter.
And by the way, thank you. At the end of the first half, Coach and I are sitting here. We've watched you guys long enough. We're old coaches, and I said Loncour's on the left side. He's going to break it in. I said Keyshawn's hiding in the right corner. Watch for a three.
Yep.
Cameron made the extra pass to make that happen.
Yep.
But it was classic. And we've ended like 3 quarters in the last 2 games where Keyshawn's hit a 3-pointer.
Well, it's tough to guard. I mean, when you're in ball screen and we're spread out as we are, we're going to a single side, single player side, and Cam popped his way back up to catch, saw the rim with the shot fake and got it to Key. This is, 3 buzzer beaters for Key in a weekend, man. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, and my biggest thing is Wires out front with the defensive pressure,
right.
Getting after it and causing all sorts of turnovers, bad passes out of bounds, and then you guys took that and went in transition, with your athletes and getting to the basket. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, and that's the reward, right? I mean, that's the reward. If you can stay steady defensively, we're not necessarily always going to get steals on the basketball. A lot of them are going to come off the ball and us being active, staying engaged, and, we did a much better job of that there.
Well, we get ready for Collinsville. We get a chance to have a little Christmas break here. By the way, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Enjoy that. What time's practice on Christmas Day?
Early. We've got to give them time to, see the presents under the tree, but don't open any. Get in the gym. Once you make 1,000 shots, you can go home. And
your presence that trophy down there in Collinsville.
Exactly.
That's it.
My son knows 1,000 shots before you open any present.
Yep.
And by the way, really nice presentation before the ball game, and I really loved. We've been shouting out to our good friends Keith Bruce and Dennis Douglas. Also saw Michael Payne. Who was the other player up there?
That's Keith's family.
Oh, okay. He's just coming on in and joining us here. And
Absolutely.
Keith's still wearing his jersey. I think he's ready to play still.
Oh yeah, he is.
I wouldn't let him back him in, but good ball game. Good way to end the first, although we really count the first semester through Collinsville. And I know that's one of the things these guys for 3 years, they want to get the Collinsville tournament.
Yep. No, it's been a goal of ours for years. It's a goal of everybody's going down there. You know it's going to be tough, but our guys are going to be ready to go.
Good. Well, I think, are we done with the last interview for you?
I hope.
There we go. Hey, Coach Andy Douglas, congratulations tonight, man.
Appreciate it.
There we go.
Thank
Andy
you. Douglas
out here. Coach's comments brought to you by the QNS Auto Group, Faith Family, and Giving Back. We'll hear from QNS, and we'll come back here to wrap up.
QNS got two
That's
coaches
right.
tonight, baby.
Double bonus. Woodmark got the double bonus on the threes and firing them up. So, hey, we aimed at please out here.
Yep.
And that we do. Hardy's postgame right here at Blue Devil Gymnasium. We'll be back with more. MeccaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QNS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Back here at Blue Devil Gymnasium, Wellman and Pettit. We've hit every coach possible. Look out in the stands. Maybe we can pull somebody else up here. Hey, Coach Altmix and Coach Altmix. Alex and Jordan want to come up and say a few things. But really saw some good stuff. And again, Coach Altmix knows how to break his team down. He knows what the expectations are. Knew what he was coming into with this group. And again, I thought they were prepared, especially that first quarter.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is one thing that, like I said before, they will not face anything like this, in 2A basketball, and competing for, quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, tonight. I mean, it's going to bode well, as long as they can, keep getting better, and, work on stuff that Coach wants them to do, they'll be fine.
Here we go. Players of the game for each team coach. Let's look over the Raiders first, the visiting team. Saw some good things out there tonight. We had a number of guys. I said Carter Miller really improved in the last week, but Allensworth had a pretty solid game.
Well, yeah.
F-Tank hit a 3 and was looking good out there, but I think Allensworth, Jace with 15 points, but not always the points, does a lot of stuff. And he figured out, too, the mismatch, although it's not really a mismatch with wires, just on height, and took that down there a couple times. So I think Allensworth's a good pick for QND.
Yeah, Allensworth, I have to agree with that. He was, by far – the best player on Notre Dame tonight, against this Blue Devil team.
And for the Blue Devils here, you know what? We're going to have a game where we don't give Keyshawn the prize. He got 2 in a row after breaking the record and then also breaking the other record.
Breaking the, single game record and then breaking the all-time record in rebounds. Today I think BL3, came out, controlled the game, made some really good passes. Went inside, outside, did everything. And defensively, he was a ton also.
Oh, we saw
honorable mention to wires. I mean, he got after it out front.
And he changed in the mid-range like we talked. The changes of direction, the changes of speed, the fade away back, the step backs. A lot of nice stuff in that game.
Oh, yeah.
And so our players of the game, brought to you by Freiburg Insurance Agency. For the Raiders, Jace Allensworth, and for the Devils, BL3, that's Bradley Longcore III as we wrap it up. Well, Coach, guess what? We have a couple days off. Do we want to go find a game to pick up tomorrow, maybe a YMCA game or something?
No, I'm going home.
And we will say thank you out there for everybody that listened. Also today, putting a little record in there as we hit all 4 of the Quincy teams on the same day broadcasting. The reason that's rare is just simply the fact nobody used to cover both girls' teams. Eric Irvin's doing the Raider Network, and he's doing it this year. We're picking up some. And, of course, we got the Quincy High girls, so it's a little better here than in the past. And he came close as he got 3 out of the 4 on the day in 2 games. So Well, then I do it. Last thoughts on your end?
Gosh, let's have a good Merry Christmas to everybody, and get ready for some good basketball coming. At these Christmas holiday tournaments that are coming up.
And our goodie bags are here, and they look good too. Thank you to the Douglases. Mrs. Douglas always taking care of us up here, and we appreciate it here. Well, that's it for the Crosstown Rival. That's it for also the Hardee's post-game show. As we wrap it up here at Blue Devil Gymnasium, your final score, the Quincy High Blue Devils 70, the QND Raiders 40, and you've been listening to the Crosstown Rivalry between the Devils and Raiders right here on MeccaSportsCo.com. Good night, everyone.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
Here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.